Hello and welcome to the Run Testers. My name's Nick and this is our first run review of the Altra Vanish Carbon. So the Vanish Carbon is the super shoe from Altra, a brand who are very well known for a few signature features on their shoes, like the foot-shaped toe box they have and the fact that their shoes are zero drop. The Carbon is their first kind of road super shoe. It's got a half plate that runs under the forefoot of the shoe, and it also uses Altra's kind of top super foam, which is Ego Pro. It has a price to match the top super shoes. It's £220 in the UK or $240 in the US. It is a zero drop shoe with a 33mm stack height and it weighs 223 grams or 7.9 ounces in my UK 8.5. Starting at the top, you've got a very breathable and thin mesh upper with that foot-shaped toe box on the front of the shoe there. It's a very flexible upper all the way around. Like the heel is very squidgy. It doesn't offer a lot of support. There is some padding there, but you're not getting any kind of heel counter or anything like that to hold the foot in place. You've also got some really bad laces. Like, I very rarely comment on laces because I generally don't care about laces, but these are waxy and weird and come undone with alarming regularity. It's quite annoying. I've done a couple of runs in the shoe and both runs had to stop and redo my laces, and that's just something that doesn't happen. In the midsole, you've got the Ego Pro foam. Now, I believe this is a nitrogen-infused kind of TPE foam, so it's supercritical foam, designed to match up well with the super foams out there on the market. It's got a slightly firmer feel than most, but it is a very nice, responsive, lightweight foam that is fit for a carbon super shoe. Speaking of carbon, you've got a Carbitex plate running under the forefoot of the shoe, and this works in conjunction with the super foam and the active stance rocker on the shoe, which is basically the kind of toe spring, the toe curve you've got here, which starts further back than on any other Altra shoes, which does very much change the feel of the shoe because it doesn't really feel like a zero drop shoe to me. I will say that as a little spoiler ahead of the run test. Because of that very aggressive toe curve you've got on the shoe, it does create a little bit more of a rocker feel to it. Then on the outsole, you've got a hardened EVA foam, which has got pretty extensive and generous coverage, a lot around the heel and on the forefoot there. But with the fact it's hardened EVA might mean that you're looking at slightly less durability than a full rubber outsole. That's something we'll have to check out for the full review. Comes to the fit of the shoe, I went for a UK 8.5 because I'm generally, UK 9 is my true to size in running shoes, but I'm a small UK 9 and often an 8.5 works quite well for me. And because of the foot-shaped toe box on the shoe, in fact, it wasn't going to aggressively taper to a point like a lot of running shoes, I figured an 8.5 would work well for me, and it does fit me well. That said, I think I'd have been okay in a UK 9 as well, and if you're not small for your true to size, I certainly would suggest going true to size in the shoe. I've had no problems with lockdown around the midfoot and heel. I was a bit worried about this heel being loose on the run, but it hasn't happened to me at all. And with my narrow foot, I've had a nice secure lockdown with the Vanish Carbon, which again was a slight concern for me because I thought it'd have a slightly wider fit than shoes I'm used to. But no problems at all with the fit. And like I said, I went half size down, but I think you could quite happily stay true to size. So I'm just back actually from my second run in the Altra Vanish Carbon, and it's very early here in the UK. It's not my favourite time to run, but it was pleasant enough this morning. So first thing to say probably is that, I'm not your typical Altra runner. This is the first time I've used an Altra shoe. I'm a shuffly heel striker. Spoke a lot to the guys there about how, the shoes are designed for everyone, every foot strike, the idea being that they just kind of prevent you overstriding with that zero drop platform, and I don't tend to overstride when I run. So yeah, I have to say when I've been running in the last 2 days, they haven't really felt like a zero drop shoe to me because I think of that very aggressive toe spring they have. It does really provide quite a nice roll through, and I felt very comfortable running in them. I think they're really good shoes that work at a nice range of paces in terms of their versatility. And I suppose the other thing to say is I've not really been hitting my straps lately because I'm just coming back from a touch of the old COVID, the big C, the disease of the age, and I've been trying to keep my heart rate fairly low on runs because it has been a bit harder than usual, but I've picked it up a couple of times during the runs just to see how the shoes feel, and it's good. They are, like I say, I think very smooth, like quite impressive dynamic ride, but the foam itself hasn't felt like a top tier foam to me yet. Like I haven't really felt the sink and bounce you get from the really best ones on the market, things like Zoom X, your Power Run PB, that kind of thing. But I have enjoyed moving in the shoe, and I do think it is a versatile carbon shoe in that, like I say, I've been shuffling at the start of these runs and picking the pace up throughout them, and it's felt very comfortable at kind of every pace. Zero drop platform, like I said, hasn't presented any real concerns for me so far as someone who doesn't use zero drop shoes in general. Like I said, the ride feels comfortable, it feels smooth. I haven't been niggling my calf or anything like that. And with that aggressive toe spring, it feels like there's a reasonably high drop to the shoe, not like maybe not 10-12 millimeters, but it doesn't feel very different to things like 6-4 millimeter shoes. So yeah, it's been an interesting style. I obviously want to go out and do some harder, longer, fast runs just to see how they feel when trying to hold a pace for a while. I'm not sure I want to be getting back to those, but so far I have enjoyed using them. The fit is really nice. I do like the toe box on them. I have fairly weird toes. They kind of bunch up, they clamber on top of one another, so it's nice to have a bit more room there without it being an overly wide platform in general. Like, it fits around my narrow foot quite nicely as well. So yeah, I've enjoyed using them so far. I think they're going to be a versatile shoe. I think it can be a nice option to do lots of different kinds of runs in. I'm not convinced as yet that they've got the top tier kind of foam in the midsole that will provide similar level of kind of performance to the best carbon shoes out there, and the high price will be a problem in that situation. But yeah, so far I've enjoyed using them, and I'm looking forward to getting out and some harder runs in them when I'm feeling a bit better. So my early verdict on the Altra Carbon Vanish is obviously a little bit limited by the runs I've been able to do in it, but I have kind of liked what I felt so far from the shoe. I do like that it's felt very similar at different paces, ranging from very easy shuffling pace at the start of runs towards kind of steadier, faster paces at the end of them. It does feel very light and nimble when you are pushing the pace a little bit more, and it's got a nice comfortable but responsive feel that should make it a very versatile option as a carbon shoe. I guess my fears of it at the moment are that the foam probably won't live up to the standards of the best shoes on the market, and at its high price, that's going to make it a hard option for people to buy who aren't all in on the zero drop style of Altra shoes. But it is a great option to have there for people who are in on zero drop shoes, who like the wide toe box, who like what Altra are doing in general. You've now got what I think is an effective, versatile, speedy shoe runners of all types can enjoy using. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some, like I say, sustained hard runs in it. That's really usually the thing that tells you how much you really like a shoe, and getting it down maybe the track for some speed work as well. But so far I've enjoyed using the shoe. It feels like a versatile carbon option. Price is very high. I have seen it reduced quite a lot, and if you do see it at a lower price, then it might become a very intriguing training partner option for those who do like to mix up their drops, or for those who are all in on zero drop shoes. That's it, guys. That's our first run review of the Altra Vanish Carbon. What do you think of the shoe? Is it something you're lining up? Do you like to use a mix of drops in your shoe rotation? Please let us know in the comments below. And it'd be great to hear from long-term Altra users and how they find this shoe compared to other zero drop shoes in the market. Is it a clear upgrade as a racing shoe with this super light foam and that half plate? Please do like, subscribe, ring the little bell. I'll see you next time.